Impromptunes, 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 impromptunes. Do you hear the people improvising?
Good people of the world, thanks for tuning in to Impromptunes, the completely improvised musical podcast. Now here they are, the cast of Impromptunes.
That's the sound of me. Me, Morgan Phillips, introducing Impromptunes. Ba-ba-bee-a-ba-ba-boo.
Wiki, that's the sound of me, Brenton Gardiner.
And what about you, Jacqueline Irvine? What sound do you make?
Oh, I make a joop, 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 joop.
And all together it sounds like wiki.
Ba-ba-dee-ba-ba-doo. Up there with the weirdest openings we've ever had for this podcast. This may sound like a podcast where we just make random noises in your ear, and it's very close to that. But actually, we make up an entire half-hour musical for your enjoyment. The musicals are based on a title we get from you, the listener, given to us either on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or emailed to us, and you can do it too. Contact us on any of those, and your title will go into the bucket that we call the Bowl of Destiny, to be drawn out and to be turned into a musical. How exciting is that? Oh, I dream of the day when my title gets chosen. We also have in the room David Peake, who makes this sound. Meh, meh, meh. Wiser words have never been said. So guys, I've been working a lot lately, now that I'm allowed to, and we can go outside of the house a bit more. It's been getting me thinking a lot. Like, obviously, I would prefer to not be working, and I'm sure a lot of people would think the same thing. Or maybe it's just me being lazy. I don't know. But it got me thinking, there are worse jobs than what I'm doing. What's the worst job you've ever done?
Yes. Well, as a performer, we tend to try a few different things, promotion work and things.
Oh, yeah.
It was really fun, but it was also the worst. I was an Easter bunny in a full body suit.
Oh, no.
Like, so heavy. And it was so sweaty, and I had to be out on the streets for half an hour at a time, and then I got to go back to a toy shop and eat Easter eggs, which was fine, but I was sticky and stinky and getting blisters, and this suit was like my weight on top of me, so it was just hectic.
I love the idea that you got so into character for this Easter bunny that you just ate Easter eggs on your break.
That was a perk of the job. I was like, I will only do this if I can eat Easter eggs.
They're like, fine, whatever you want to bring for lunch, Jackie. We're not going to tell you what to eat.
That's right.
What about you, Brenton?
Well, I work at the cinemas, which most people would assume is pretty glamorous because you think, movies, Hollywood. But those popcorn machines get so oily and gross and dirty by the end of the day that cleaning those is never fun. I mean, I've done it a bajillion times. So that's, my job is not my worst thing I've ever had, but just those little bits. And there was a time when a lady did vomit in several spots around. She wouldn't go home. She refused to go home because she was sick, but she wanted to see the movie. So she just vomited in ticket line, vomited on the way to the toilet. And I was still kind of new there, so I was like, they asked me to clean it. And I totally could have said no, but I was like, fine, I'll do it.
I can't believe that. Oh my goodness.
Like a once off, I'm like, that's fine. You didn't mean it. It was an accident.
No, but if you just keep vomiting, that's
on you.
You're vomiting on purpose now.
You're sick.
You're making a choice.
Yeah.
This is before COVID, though, so we were all naive.
Yeah, everyone just went out and did whatever they wanted.
It was a long time ago.
Actually, mine is similar. I was working at a restaurant, and there was this big function out back, and they had this kid who just kept peeing on the floor, and it was over and over again. And every time it happened, they'd be like, "Can someone please clean this up?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, can you take your kid to the bathroom?" Instead of doing it on our nice wooden floors and making me clean up pee. And that was basically my whole job for the night, was go clean up this pee, and then I would, sanitize myself afterwards. And by the time I was finished with that, the kid had peed again.
Wow.
I guess at least it was a wooden floor and carpet.
Exactly. If it was carpet, that would just be game over, and I'd have left that day. I'm surprised I did it. I guess that was the the signal of how much I valued myself as an employee at that time.
And he just got home at the end of the day and sat down and went, Baba Booey.
Baba booey, baba booey.
And that's how it started.
And so now, whenever I'm really sad, I say Baba Booey. Baba Booey. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm actually really happy to be in this room with some of my best friends doing a very fun podcast, I hope. Because we don't know, because I haven't looked at what the title is right now. We've also got a very important role in the room, Asher Griffith Jones on our tech desk. Hey, Asher, what is the noise you make? That's disturbing. All right, I'm reaching into the bucket we call the Bowl of Destiny, pulling out a title. I love this. It caught me by its own title. The Element of Surprise by Cindy Pury. I think it's Cindy Pury, Pury. Cindy Pury on Facebook. Thank you so much. The Element of Surprise. A surprisingly succinct title. This is catching me by about as much surprise as that kid did when it peed on the floor for the 5th time in a row. Even by the 5th time, you were still surprised? How does a kid have that much liquid inside of them? Booey. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to hear is all made up for the first, the last time ever. The Element of Surprise. You eat into your sandwich expecting tuna, but what do you get? It's a salad. No, you won't believe your eyes. It's the element of surprise.
You hop in your car to drive to work, and then you look to your right. Blam! Your tires, they're gone. Poof! It's the element of surprise.
You get on a plane to see the skies, but oh no, you're going to the ground.
It's the element of surprise. You're emptying your rubbish, but someone's already done it.
Ooh.
Who could have opened that lid up? Who? It's the element of surprise. Oh, boo, 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 the element of surprise.
You go to heat up your dinner in the microwave, but then you see it's already warm.
You go to plant tomatoes in your garden, but oh, there's already so many there.
You go to bite into a nice fresh apple, but there's a little wormy living inside. And all of this putting together, you know it's the element of surprise. Whoa, boo, the element of surprise. Whoa, boo, the element of surprise. It was a day like any other. I had been up all night the night before, eating candy bars and watching the paint dry on my freshly painted wall. Business had been slow in the private eye industry, but then a knock at the door. Ah, someone is behind there. I opened it up.
Mr. Franklin, good to see you.
Oh, it was the milkshake man.
I hear you want a triple malt.
I do want a triple malt, always, same time every day. Thanks, John.
You got what I need in return, Mr. Franklin?
Yeah, $3.60.
Thank you. I'm a clean milkshake man. Money for milk, milk for money.
I wouldn't have it any other way, John. Hey, John.
Yeah, Mr. Franklin.
That a new haircut?
It is. Thanks for noticing.
Oh, I notice everything. I'm a private eye, and I got 2 of them.
Same time tomorrow night?
Absolutely. Same time every night.
Quadruple malt, maybe?
Milk. No,
I
I'm a
couldn't
man
say-
of habit, triple malt only. I've also only got $3.60. I can't afford the extra malt.
Sure. You know I'd come for that extra 5 cents if you didn't have it. So good call, Mr. Franklin. Good call.
John? Wait 1 minute.
Sure.
Hang on a second. You got a piece of dirt on your shirt.
Oh, do I? Oh, it must be a bit of chalky sauce that I spilt on my shirt.
Chucky, sure. Sauce, eh?
Yeah.
But my milkshake's strawberry.
Well, you're not the only client I have, Mr. Franklin. How about that?
I know very well that
I'm not sure what you're...
milkshake industry is very slow at this time of night, 2 a.m.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice. This is my living. This is how I feed my family. You
You're
want to
the-
go rubbing it in?
You're the only milkshake shop that's open at this time of night. So, question I begin thinking is, are you being straight with me?
Are you being straight with me?
He asked me the question I could not bear to hear. Am I being straight with him? You know I hate that question, John.
That's why I said it. To get you riled up. Stop staring at me like that.
Listen, John, is there something you want?
Mr. Franklin, stop looking at me like that. Mr. Franklin, I got... Okay, fine. I did it. I murdered that family. God, you're good.
Another case solved by Mr. Franklin P.I. Shame about the milkshakes. And shame about another easy day. Why is everything so easy for the world's best P.I., Mr. Franklin? The only thing I can't work out, what's my first name? Never had one. Never decided on one that was good enough. So it's always been Mr. Franklin. I like my triple malt milkshake, and I guess that's gonna be harder to get now at 2 a.m. Every day is the same old thing, solving any case that anyone will bring. I know that you should have heard her when she cried to me, how did you solve that murder? The only thing I can't solve is why did my lady go? The only thing that I can't solve, where did my lady go? Margaret was her name, beautiful beyond compare. She had 2 noses and lovely curly hair. I loved the way she smelled, twice as good as anybody else. Sniffing down crimes and solving them in time. She was the only one that could compete with I. The only thing that I can't solve is where did my lady go? The only thing that I can't solve is where did my lady go? I can hear her in my head now.
I can smell 2 things at once. I give him a run for his money. That's why he loves me. Oh, I gotta go because I will let him down. 'Cause he needs to be the biggest investigator in town. And while I'm here, that won't happen. So I've gotta go, I'm taking my noses, I gotta go.
Oh, the only thing I can't solve is where did my lady go?
I gotta go,
The not know. But she has two nose. That's what I do know. Where did she go? It's a mystery. But one day is one that I'm going to solve. The only thing I can't solve is where did my lady go? So that's what I'm going to solve. It was one week later, and I heard another knock on the door. Hello? Who is it?
Hey, Mr. Franklin.
John!
It's me. In a nice, clean, white shirt, no marks.
Very good. I see that your probation is finally coming around.
It was real quick. It's a quiet week for the court, so... I have to ask you this. As
What?
part of my deal, I have to do 10,000 hours PI service.
Crime has gone down a lot since that became a requirement.
The rule is, if you make a crime, you solve a crime. So it's fair. It puts me in the shoes of all these good officers who work in this here town of Miami.
It means that on average, every crime gets solved, you know? One crime
tenfold.
done, one crime solved.
Well, what do you say? Will you take me?
You know I will, John. It's not just your milkshakes I like. I've always liked you as a person, even if you did kill that whole family.
Oh, good. Let's not talk about that, hey? That a good idea?
Yeah, okay.
I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, me too.
Just a little.
So, John, the thing is, I don't need a lot of help. There's only one case I haven't been able to solve, and that's, where my darling lady went.
What was her name again?
Her name was Two-Nose Jamie.
Two-Nose Jamie.
That's the one.
Always with the two noses before the Jamie?
Always with the two noses, because she has two noses.
And she preferred it like that?
She never hid away from her two noses.
Look,
She loved the fact. I love the fact.
You gotta love yourself, what can I say?
Each nose was just as beautiful as the other.
That's funny. It's funny you mention noses, because as I was walking up here today, I took the liberty of grabbing your post.
Oh, thank you, I guess.
There's this...
It's weird, I had a lock on that post box.
Look, I'm not gonna say how I got in, but I got in. It's locked again. What's your problem? But there was a smell, a real strong smell coming from the post.
Oh, really?
And I took the liberty of opening your letter. And inside your letter was a perfume card. It smelled like daffodils and churros.
Two different smells?
Daffodils and churros. Yeah, smells can have more than one element, like food. Sweet,
No.
salty.
Two different smells was the calling card
Oh,
of Two-Nose Jamie.
well, I
She had
didn't,
one smell for each nose, always.
I didn't know that, so I feel like that was a fair assumption and mistake to make. You gotta fill me in if I'm gonna do 10,000 hours with you. Anyway, here's your letter.
Thank you. You know what? This is the clue. We gotta go down to the perfumery now. What did you say it was called?
The perfumery?
Yeah.
Pretty in pink.
Pretty in pink.
Perfume.
Let's go down now.
Taxi.
Taxi! You can't get a taxi. Let's just run. Oh, that was a quick run.
Oh, those milkshakes.
Gotta work him off somehow, you know? Hey, perfume lady.
Hello, yes. How can I help you?
Oh, wait, I know you.
Oh, and I know you.
I don't know. I don't know you.
You're
Oh.
the best investigation man in town.
And you're Crystal D'Amour.
That's right. I've been on this perfume bench for thousands of years,
Yes.
it feels like.
Yeah, thousands of years, right? Especially because you once stole a crystal and then had to help me solve another crime.
That's exactly right, sir. How can
Well,
I help you today?
Crystal D'Amour.
Yes.
Who gave you this card? Was it a lady with two noses?
Yes, it was actually.
One on each side?
One on each side.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one above the other. Because that's...
Because she's down the road.
She's down the road.
That's Mary.
She's not who I'm after.
No, it's definitely side by side because I remember thinking, wow, that's a lot of nostrils in a row. I've never seen that before. But no, yes, it was. And she was very particular. She said, I need one smell for this side and one smell for that side.
Would you mind telling us what two smells you put together?
Yes, I'm just trying to remember. Was it churros?
Yeah, that's
See
one.
it?
That's
That's one of them.
And the other
And the
one?
other one is like a flower.
It's,
And the other
it
one, it's
started...
like a daisy?
Yeah, close.
daisy?
Wasn't it daffodils though?
I don't know. It's not my wife.
I think it was churros on one side and a daffodil on the other.
Ah, perfect. It was you. Only you could have known that.
Yes, but what's the question?
The question is, where did she go?
Did she say anything? Look weird?
Did she mention anyone, anything?
Gosh, I gotta think about that now. I talk all day.
Oh no. But
She,
anyway, she's about to break into song like she always does. Damn you, Crystal
Not
D'Amour.
again.
I talk to so many people every day, even when I'm outside or on my lunch break. All these smells are drifting in my cells, and when you ask a question, I gotta go deep as well. And I think, what did she say? I say, what did she say? I said, what did she say? I said, what did she say?
Well, that's kind of what we're asking about. Did she come in running? Was she sweating? Did she shout?
Did she have any kind of bus tickets or something for where she's going? If you know, then you gotta start showing.
I think, what did she say? She said, that she needs some pay. I said, what did she say? And then she just looked at me and went that way.
Oh no. She always finishes her songs with a big old Liza Minnelli impersonation.
No. It's pretty good, though.
Stick around, boys and girls. What did she say? I said, what did she say?
It's gone downhill.
What did she say? I said, yes. She said she needed some pay, and she went that way. Yes.
Hey, you know how you owe me a favor? Because of that time you stole a crystal and then I said you helped solve a crime when really you didn't do much?
Yes.
You gotta come with me now and help me find my wife.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say a payment was paid, but...
No, it's not done yet. We're all going together. Let's go down that way.
Okay. I say okay. Let's go today. 'Cause I say, what did she say? What did she say? What did she say? I said, let's go this way.
We're back.
Well, yes, but it's not terrifying, Morgan. It's great.
Yes, great.
After a year off, we are back live on stage in front of an audience at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival,
And we're performing for 2 weeks only from April 5th
which is Easter Monday,
to April 18th.
which is not Easter Monday.
It's a strictly limited season, so get your tickets before someone else does.
We'll see you there.
Well, we've been walking this way for about 3 days now, and all we've come across is this bridge going over a river.
Mr. Franklin, you've almost called in every debt in the city and no one's got anything to help with.
I know, so many people are in our entourage now. We got Lila. Hi. Six Thumbs.
Yep.
We
We
got
Tommy Four Eyes, but he just has glasses, so...
I lost my glasses!
And we've also got all the Perfume ladies with us.
Yeah, we didn't ask them to come.
They just follow.
And they just-
They really liked our song and they joined in.
I feel like my nostrils are burnt through all those perfumes.
There's a lot of perfumes. Wait, maybe that's it. We gotta send some scent down the river, under the bridge.
Yep, okay.
The only way to call a lady with two noses over
Is it?
is to make her smell things, right? I don't know.
I didn't know
I'm
that.
just brainstorming.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. And we know her favorite scent, so maybe we could put it together with a perfume girl.
Well, we got Bob from the fan sales store. He came along. So, Bob?
He's got a fan. Did we get the churros guy?
Yeah, he's up the back there. Hey, Mr. Churros guy.
Yeah.
It's a very appropriate name for, for someone who sells
what do you
churros.
want?
Some churros.
Oh, yeah, I can make that for you.
In fact, if you could like make the smell of churros without making the churros, that'd be even better.
And
I think we're all pretty hungry. We've been walking for 3 days.
All right, fine. And we got the flower lady.
yeah. Flores, get you Flores.
She's nice. She doesn't speak a lot of
She
English.
just says Flores.
Okay, so this should be pretty easy then.
Yeah, all right, so if we set everything up, so we got our fans at the ready. Churros, check. Flowers, check.
Well, I guess everything's going exactly as expected. There's no surprise anyway here.
No surprise. I guess we can turn on the fans.
Turn on the fans and see what happens, because surely everything will go exactly the way we expected.
And we're expecting her to just come down and be like, hi, honey, I'm back. Is that right?
Basically, yeah. All right, turn on the fans.
Oh, they're building up. They're getting real fast. Faster than normal.
Wait a minute. These fans, they've been rigged to explode. Dive into the river. Who rigged those fans to explode?
My churros are wet.
Wet churros don't make a scent.
Wet churros don't make a scent.
And it's a cardinal rule that any perfume that falls into the water disappears.
And wet churros don't make a scent.
We know that's true.
Look at us, a sorry bunch. All 69 of us wet in the lake, in the river, under the bridge.
This was not how I thought today would go.
I thought you were good at solving these crimes.
I thought so too.
I would have gone to the other PI to do my 10,000 hours of service, but this is
No!
this is embarrassing.
And I would have stayed at the perfume desk doing what I do best.
Oh, come on, guys. Don't leave me now.
Franklin, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe she doesn't want to be found.
But this is the one crime I've never been able to solve.
Or maybe she doesn't want you to solve it.
You don't even have a first name, Mr. Franklin. Who's gonna want to be with someone with no name?
My time is done. Looks like I'll never solve this case. My lady's gone and completely run this race. I know deep down that I'm not the best, because Jamie, she gave me this test and I failed. Oh, I'm just a washed up PI with no place to go. I'm just a washed up PI with no place to go.
Oh, Mr. Franklin, I know it must be hard, but look, you did your best for so long.
And it wasn't enough when the going got tough.
So tough.
I threw it away
Just threw it away.
and gave up the day. And now my lady's gone forever. All this time I spent looking for her is all in the trash.
And we're in a river.
And now I'm waiting for a sign, but it won't come. No, it won't come. Oh, I'm just a washed up PI with no place to go. Oh, I'm just a washed up PI with no place to go. Nothing ever surprised me. every situation I expected. But now the logic defies me, and I don't know where to look next. Where have you gone, oh Jamie? Why do my eyes betray me? I'm just a washed up PI with no place to go. Where did Jamie go? I don't know. And I guess it's time for me to finally hang up my coat. Oh man. Well, after all that singing about my own worries, the river's washed us downstream.
Oh, we've been floating for hours. My fingers are like little like wrinkly things. Little raisins.
My toes. They're like little shrunken things. Like little shrunken heads.
Little raisins.
And all my fingers are so... They feel really weird.
Like little weird things?
Yeah, just what you said.
Crystal, you survived with us. Everyone else got off at different towns along the way.
I know, because I thought, I'm gonna go. We're sticking together.
And we're the best swimmers. Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I give up. I'm not gonna find her. I'm not gonna find Jamie Two Noses. If she wanted to be found by me, she'd surprise me. Come out of nowhere and just let me know that she cared, you know?
Like, imagine if it was a big surprise that everything was orchestrated to be just right, the fans exploding, us being in the river, floating down the stream to this exact point at this exact beautiful sunset time
That'd
of
be
day.
insane. It'd take someone with the perfect sense of smell
Perfect.
to get this right.
Not 2 ears, not 4 eyes.
No.
No, everyone has 2 ears, not 4 ears.
Because they say the one thing that stops someone from being truly surprised is being able to smell surprise coming. It's the only sense that can tell when surprise is coming.
It's the most,
is
yeah.
smell.
Yeah, has a
And
real
it's always been my weakest sense.
pungent odor.
Ah, man. I wish Jamie Two Noses was here now.
Yeah, she loved the sunset, didn't she?
She did.
Ooh, what a beautiful sunset, don't you think?
Wait, I know that cooey anywhere.
Ooh, I just love wet churros.
Oh my God.
Don't you think?
I'm so surprised.
Me too.
Jamie Two Noses.
Oh, hi, investigator, Mr. Franklin.
You really are just a master of the element of surprise, ain't you?
Well, I am, and I thought it was time to say hi, so I left a few little clues for you, and you are still such a good investigator.
Not as good as you.
Well, no, and that's part of the reason why I left, because I know it wasn't good for your soul, but now that you're hanging your hat up, I'm wondering if it's time for me and my two noses to come back into your life.
It is, Jamie. Come back into my life. What I've learned is we can work together and get a case done. You know, it takes multiple people to get something done together, you know?
I do.
It takes 2 or more of anything to work. 2 ears, 2 eyes, or 2 noses.
It takes 2 or more to solve mysteries and more, so let's team up and we'll be great.
It takes 2 or more to make a milkshake. You need milk and ice cream and usually a syrup.
It takes 2 or more friends to make a friendship circle. It's the only way to go. It takes 2. It takes 2. It takes 2 or more. It takes 2. It takes 2. It takes 2. together, friends of mine, we can solve any crime and get you out of parole.
And this town is riddled with crime everywhere, 'cause they don't have the same mandate as Miami.
And together, we've finally solved the case I never could crack, and I've gotten my old lady back. And what I've learnt is that one nose is good, but two is much better. It takes two. It takes two. It takes two or more. It takes two. It takes two. It takes two or more. I'm so thankful to have such good friends like you both. Thank you for joining me.
And I'm so sorry that I left you. I try to do the right thing, but I'm so happy that we're back together.
It takes two or more. It takes two. It takes two. What an adventure. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really embarrassed that my attraction to people with two noses has come out.
Yeah, wow.
Look, we all have our quirks.
We all do,
Don't
don't
we?
we?
Don't yuck
Yeah.
anybody's yum.
That's exactly it. I think that's the moral of the story. Is
To not
yuck anybody's yum.
Be it churros or daffodils, wet churros even,
A triple malt milkshake at 2 a.m. in the morning.
a triple homicide.
A triple homicide. A great parole system that sees more crimes solved than committed.
Look, I don't hate the idea.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. Maybe we just solved the legal system.
We did, I think so.
Someone can't get off jail till they solve a crime.
Hopefully they're wrong.
Well, thank you so much for listening, listeners. Thank you so much to Cindy Pury for the surprising title of The Element of Surprise. If you two would like to give us a title, log on to one of our social medias or send us an email. You can also check out some sweet bonus content or some fun chat, get a bit of behind-the-scenes information if you join up with our super secret fan club, which is our Facebook group for this podcast.
And we have quite a few members, don't we?
Yeah, well, we've got at least
Definitely
more than one.
one.
Because you can't have a group with one person because it takes two. It takes two.